Hello, today we're following up on this FMEA that we previously generated using the Saphira platform for an automotive ECU, which we've decomposed into each of these particular components by performing a completeness analysis. So we're going to click in here and we're going to see what happens when we try to analyze whether or not this is a sufficient FMEA. We'll pause for a second while this waits to come back. And here we have it. So we generate a score for the quality and completeness of this FMEA, and we provide an analysis, something like, hey, it demonstrates a solid foundation, but it lacks completeness in several critical areas. There are notable gaps related to dangling nodes and dependency completeness, and we make some key recommendations on how to resolve these. And we also define where there are standards guidances that help resolve this, for example, from 26262 and 60812. Okay, so we get some nice guidance like components identified without complete failure paths, including missing effects, causes and effects. And in future versions of Saphira, you'll be able to click a button to resolve these by adding or modifying the existing failure modes that are present. We also surface some strengths, and we recommend some next steps. Now, the cool thing is that you can actually do all of this based on a different input. So for example, we could, instead of doing this, we could come up here and we could input an existing FMEA. So I have one right here for the same ECU. I have a past FMEA in the form of an Excel file, and I can mark this one as a past FMEA that we're uploading. And instead of exporting item definitions, we can import this past FMEA, then perform the same analysis again. So let me pause while this finishes importing, and we'll take a look. All right, it finished importing, and we can scroll down and take a look at what happened. So we scroll past all the existing failure modes, and we scroll all the way to bottom. And actually, we may need to select, maybe it just doesn't show up in here, but we will be able to see those additional failure modes that were imported as automotive ECU. Okay, so we can click Analyze Completeness now and generate a new analysis and see if it looks any different. Great, and you can see that now that we've combined the two FMEAs, our quality has increased, the overall score has increased, completeness has more or less stayed the same. So it demonstrates a moderate level of cleanness and quality, and it defines that while some essential elements are well covered, there still are substantial gaps. So we still have some dangling nodes, we still have some dependency completeness, we still have some structural integrity issues, but you can see that we're combining iterative work across external artifacts and internal artifacts to produce a complete, high quality FMEA.